So to start off, these hands down were the easiest bolt-on modification I've done to my RV. Today we're taking a look at the Scissor Jack adapter pads from Are SnapPads. So before we get into it, I want to let you know that this video is not sponsored, but Are SnapPads did reach out and asked that I be in the beta test group for these products. So they did send me these SnapJacks early and I got to test them and review them for you. So if you're unfamiliar, Are SnapPads are permanent pads made from recycled tires that come in a variety of sizes for your different RV landing pads. So the landing gear, hydraulic leveling feet, trailer tongue jacks, toppers for your stacking feet, and stabilizer feet for your travel trailer. This video specifically focused on snap pads for scissor jacks, aptly named SnapJacks. RVers with scissor jack stabilizers have long been asking SnapPad for a solution. It makes sense. Snap pads are a larger surface area for the landing feet, which means increased stability. They protect the metal of the jacks from wear and tear, along with insulating the surface that you're parking on, so divots and scratches on your parking surface are no longer an issue with snap pads installed. And the rubber easily adapts to various surfaces, so grass, dirt, gravel, sand, concrete, you get the idea. Snap pads are made in the US from recycled automotive tires, which means that they're durable, but they also give your landing feet just a little bit more extra grip. No more metal feet sliding off of plastic stackers or pieces of wood. Now, scissor jacks themselves have a unique foot design not found on any other type of landing feet, and they necessitated SnapPad to create a specific foot for that jack. In fact, they actually decided to create a whole new foot instead of a pad that attaches to the current foot. So SnapJacks come in different sizes depending on what size scissor jack you're trying to install them on. If you head over to Are SnapPads website, you can check out all the offerings for the different size scissor jacks that they can support. Now, it'd be typical to give you a step-by-step set of installation instructions at this point, and I will do that. But before we jump into how to install them, I want to give you my review and my opinion on how they've been working out over the past few months on our travel trailer. So to start off, these hands down were the easiest bolt-on modification I've done to my RV. And if you watch any other videos, you know I've done quite a few DIY modifications to this travel trailer. Easiest bolt-on installation that I've had on a product. So the increased size of the foot has been fantastic. Even if I decide to put plastic stacking blocks underneath the jacks, I no longer have to have the plywood toppers to make the footing level, and they're always installed. So that's a few less pieces of gear that I need to set up, take down, and store when we're leaving on travel days. I feel like the rubber foot does a really good job molding to the ground. So if we're on gravel, uneven ground, dirt, sand, the rubber just gives a little bit more flexibility and kind of molds to the ground that I didn't get using just the regular metal feet and or the stacking blocks. And on slightly wonky surfaces, it definitely makes it feel like the pads are touching more surface area and giving more stable feel to the RV. Overall, the fit and finish is really nice. They seem to be made from really quality material. I love that it's recycled tires. They're super grippy, and with a 2-year manufacturer's warranty, you can't go wrong. And so if your RV is something that you value, I think SnapPads are definitely worth the investment. If you're interested in buying some, check out the link in the description or use the code GANDERFLIGHT at checkout to receive a discount on your RV SnapPad purchases. So if you're enjoying the pace of this video and finding some value in the content here, please take a moment to hit that like button and consider subscribing. It really lets me know that the information I'm providing and the work that I'm doing, you're finding of value. And with that, let's jump into how to install the SnapJacks on the scissor jacks of your RV. So here's the tools you're going to need for this install. You're going to need your scissor jack crank handle, sockets and wrenches, a rubber mallet, masking tape, and a torque wrench. Step 1 is to make sure that your RV is parked on a hard, level surface and securely chalked. Start with one scissor jack and complete the installation before moving on to the next one. Lower the scissor jack until the foot almost touches the ground. At this point, you can place an optional strip of masking tape across both legs of the scissor jack to prevent the jack legs from swinging out when you remove the existing foot. So originally I didn't do this, and to give you a grasp of how simple this install is, wrangling those swinging feet together was the hardest part of the whole task. If I were to do it again, I would definitely use the masking tape or have a second set of hands, somebody help me to hold those swinging legs together as I put the bolts through, as you'll see here in a minute. Remove the lock nuts and bolts from the scissor jack foot. You may need to grab a rubber mallet and gently knock out the bolts after removing the nuts. When removing the scissor jack foot, watch for a small metal spacer, maybe 2 inches by 1.5 inches, that may be inside your scissor jack legs. Make note of that in orientation because you'll want to make sure that it goes back into the scissor jack with the new foot the same way it came out. Snapping a quick photo before you remove anything is a good point of reference to look back on, or looking at the other jacks that you haven't yet switched the foot out could be a way to determine what orientation that is if you have already taken it out. So my scissor jacks did not have these spacers, but if yours do, please make sure to reinstall them. They're absolutely necessary in the integrity of the jack. You can take the old foot and set them aside. The SnapJacks come with all new hardware that you'll install here in a moment. Place your SnapJack on the ground next to the scissor jack and raise or lower the jack slightly so that the bolt holes of the jack legs line up with the bolt holes of the SnapJack. Install the first bolt, passing it through the SnapJack, the scissor jack legs, and the metal spacer if you have one. You may need that rubber mallet again to help guide it through. Hand tighten the first lock nut onto the back of the bolt. Then install the second bolt through the remaining holes and hand tighten that lock nut as well. Using a wrench and socket, tighten until snug, making sure not to over tighten, and then repeat the process on the second bolt and lock nut. RB SnapPad recommends using a torque wrench here and tightening the bolts to 35 inch-pounds. Now go ahead and cycle your scissor jacks through the full range of motion several times up and down, just to make sure there's no binding or other issues present. After that, you'll repeat the process for the remaining scissor jacks in your rig and start enjoying the added protection, stability, and grip that your new SnapJacks provide. And don't forget, if you haven't already gotten a set of SnapJacks, go ahead and use the code GanderFlight at checkout for a discount, or check out the link in the description of this video. That's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you found some value in this overview, review, and installation of the RB SnapPads for scissor jacks, the SnapJacks. If you found value in this video, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys at the campground.